So from today we are starting this process, this phenomenon, this practice that has been passed through many masters. And in the East, in the West, in the sense of civilization, there have been people who knew about this art of healing. And these people who went on teaching this art of healing or practicing this art of healing, today we know them as the masters. In Bible we hear a story of Jesus healing people with touch. When he would touch somebody, they get healed. So this was a very deep question that was with one practitioner, one master in Japan, and his name was Mikao Usui. So Reiki is a Japanese word which means universal energy, and Jore also means universal energy. And there's this flow of energy these Reiki masters know, and once one is practicing a lot, then they start to know how this energy is flowing in and out of our body constantly, every moment. And not just one person's body, 2%, 3%, and it's like entire world looks like there's a flow of certain energy from this side to that side. And this energy takes different forms, physical forms, thoughts, the form of thoughts, psychological forms. Everything we do from our life, from our childhood until our death and beyond, this flow of energy is very much experienceable, visible to people who know how to see. So this very energy is what is flowing through our body all the time. Every day, 24/7, it's flowing. And these chakra systems are showing how and in which pattern this energy is flowing through different parts of our body. So the root chakra, also Muladhara Chakra, has this all reproductive organs around this and glands associated with that. But it does not mean that it's only associated around the reproductive area and has nothing to do with other body parts. It has something to do with other body parts also, but concentrated firmly as a different forms of energy, different pattern of energy around the root chakra. And it's different pattern of energy around the sacral, the Swadhisthana, and different in Manipura, different in Anahad, different in Vishuddhi. It's different in how it comes from the third eye, Agnya Chakra, or how it comes from Sahasrara or the Crown Chakra. So if you deeply see how it is working, is this hormonal imbalance or disbalance or changes that comes to each and every human being throughout a month or throughout a year. There's a certain cycle that repeats. These changes creates changes in a thought. When we are imbalanced from our root chakra, we have different kinds of thoughts associated with root chakra, be it sexual thoughts, be it anger, be it anxiety, these kinds of feelings, this restlessness. All these comes from this energy disbalance, how it's flowing in and out of body. So when you are imbalanced in your root chakra, all the upper chakras are imbalanced, because the root chakra is how we as a spirit is connected to this body, is connected to this physical reality. It's the door through which we came in. That root chakra is for lower conscious beings, the door only to go in and go out. We are born through this chakra, yes, then we also develop all the other chakras in the body, but these are just like our physical organs that we develop as we are growing. So when we grow up, when we are born, our legs are not capable of walking, but by practice in 3 or 4 years, we are able to walk and run. Now this is perfected for life. We can run, we can walk. Just same with hands. We learn to use the hand. This is also a tool for us. So the leg is a tool for us. The hands are a tool for us. The language is a tool for us. How we learn from the spoken language and non-spoken language. there are two kinds of expressions. One we try to bring verbally in words, and another, those which we cannot bring in verb, we can express. When somebody is happy and they are not expressing, we know they are happy. We can see, it's like flying from the person's face, from the body. We know the person is happy. So that is also a form of communication. So these things we learn, and all of these things are tools that we use throughout our life. The way we become angry on something, the way we like something, we dislike something. Lots and lots of these things comes from parents to children, and lots and lots of things the children go on learning through his or her life. Not only the DNA transfers from the parent's body to the child's body, but also psychological patterns, psyche also transforms from parents to children. So that's why a lot of conditionings that we go on learning from our childhood, from our parents, from the society, and when we are grown up, a lot of these conditionings we don't like. We feel like we want to rebel on these conditionings. But even though if we go on reveling these conditionings that the society has given, the parents has given, there is these things still within us. We cannot let go of it, because what has been learned has been learned. If we are very angry person, and we blame our anger on our parents because our parents was not taking care of us while we were kids, and they were always out and always hitting us and not listening to us, all these things stays and creates a character in us. But there is a way, if we know how this character are formed, then there is a way to let go of this feeling of revenge, this feeling of I don't like the past, how parents treated, how society treated. So all these things merely becomes thoughts only of human mind. And you also see that these thoughts are forms of energy sparking here and sparking there, and some thoughts we carry on and make big stories out of them, and they become our reality. Some thoughts we don't care. It comes, it goes, and we don't mind. So it just vanishes into nothingness. Every thought comes from nothingness, goes to nothingness. Just tiny moment in the between, when it is present in our mind, then we see that these thoughts are there, and then we need to do something about these thoughts. These thoughts are not good, or these thoughts are good. These thoughts are horrible. These thoughts are very nice. These thoughts are going to cause harm to somebody. These thoughts are going to heal somebody. All these different kinds of patterns that forms in our mind are part of this flow of energy. Now these thoughts, how they come in, different chakra system associated with different body parts in a human body is associated with different spectrum of thoughts. When a person is basically revolving around root chakra only, the thoughts become full of anger, anxiety, and all these low feelings that we have, because they are associated around low chakras. So these low feelings, and then basically these low feelings are what haunts the entire humanity, that we don't like someone, that person has done something to me, and all these things. And Freud was able to see that a lot of these things come from sexual repressions, the energy that we didn't understand or didn't learn or don't know how to learn, even how to express these forms of energies. Because the energy constantly flows in or out, it does not matter, it just flows. And when it's flowing outwards, it's mostly always flowing outward from the root chakra, because it is easy for the dense energy to flow from the lower part of the body. So it flows from the lower part of the body. When this flow is unbalanced, then people become full of anger, full of anxiety. They're always quarreling, they're always fighting. There's always something going on. This is happening because of this balance of the energy. And when we climb up to the Sacral Chakra or Swadhisthana Chakra, the thinking pattern of a person changes. How he sees the world starts changing from here. So the people who have activated the Sacral Chakra are like warriors who want to do something, and they keep on doing it and make it happen. They're like the warrior archetypes. And if you climb a little up from there, you reach to Manipura Chakra, the third chakra, solar plexus, where the transformation happens from a very, very dissatisfied person to a warrior person, now to an artist person. So everything about art, language, culture, all these things, all these practices that humans have developed and done starts from Manipura Chakra, the third chakra. You can write here and then take the paper afterwards. So this third chakra connects you to creativity, to create something, to make something, to build something, to share a collective creativeness. So you see, this is the first lower primary, very important chakras. When a root chakra is only developed and balanced, humans go mostly revolving around sex, alcohol, intoxications, and the life. It's a low form of consciousness. It does not mean that it is not important. It is very important, but in the spectrum, it comes in the lower side. So it has a very long wavelength, which makes it a very low and a heavy energy. Animals mostly live in the root chakra their entire life. So what they do, they reproduce, they fight, they eat, they show some form of love, but that's where their life is limited to. There's no form of creativity, and basically life means continuation and reproduction. And that's how animals, insects, plants live. When some of the animal can come up to the warrior type, these alpha males, or you have seen tribes of monkeys fighting, you have seen groups of buffaloes fighting with lions to protect their children. All this energy, all this will to go and punch that lion to save his baby or her baby, all this comes from a little bit elevated energy, the heroic energy, a warrior energy. The same is in human. And there's no difference between the physical structure, although we appear different. We walk by 2 feet, they walk by 4 feet, but if we look closely and clearly, the digestive system, the heart, the brain, basically it looks like there's one formula that has created different forms of life in Earth, and we all appear same. We are born the same way, we are in our mom's belly for a certain amount of time, different time for different species, and all the things are same. It appears as if the root, the primary, the opening, the starting was same for entire different kinds of life forms on Earth. The beginning must have been same. That's why we have similarities. So animals can sometimes come up to this second chakra, and sometimes they come up to heart chakra. And animals like dolphin, cow, elephant, they have this developed heart chakra. They share some form, some sense of compassion, some sense of love to their species, and also we have seen the examples that they share these kinds of love with human as well. So all these actions are coming from different spectrums, and these center of spectrums are chakras, different chakras in human body. So as you reach up to the third chakra, the Manipura chakra, your creativity starts flowing. If it is activated, you are flawlessly creative. You don't need to think on creating something. It just happens by you. Sometimes when playing some instrument, when singing, sometimes when doing some creative work, and we feel the sense of satisfaction that it's empowering us, that it's covering us, that it's fulfilling us, then that's coming from the Manipur, the form of creativity. And Manipur chakra also is associated with physical associations, physical collectivities like wealth that you can collect. When root chakra, Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipur, first, second and third chakras are balanced in such way, then the creativity flowing, then the wealth flowing, then you are basically in the survivable level of life. You can survive. There is no question about your survival. It's not like you will die with hunger. You will survive when you have these three energies activated. When the fourth energy, the fourth chakra is activated, love starts flowing. Now what is this love? It's not like the conventional meaning of love that we have been taught, that we know, that we see, that we look around and say what love is. But what actually is when you have this feeling of providing, of giving something to somebody, to sharing, be it words, be it some possession that you have, that you share with somebody. Then this sharing and without any attachments. So this sharing, this compassion, this knowing that something might hurt you, but nevertheless you see it as, oh, it's just one life, I'm a like spark and I'm gone. So this moment I will love this, I will share this, I will associate myself with compassion, maybe with a person, maybe with an animal, maybe with a plant, maybe with your work, with your composition. It does not matter where you want to flow the energy, because everything is forms of energy and you can manipulate, you can change, you can transform, translate to anything you want. So compassion starts from the heart chakra. Below that chakra, you're good to survive. You can fight. You can do anything. You can survive. But from heart chakra, survival plus compassion happens. So once you are there, you start to see that the world actually has trouble. The world actually has violence. And there have been people who tried to do something about it. And there have been people who knew that even though they did something, it will be a very minuscule change, a very minute, a very small effort that they did, and they know that the whole world is not going to change. But they nevertheless do that. They give it, they share it. So this is coming from heart chakra. Many gurus share their learning, many masters share their techniques, their practices, their meditations from this heart chakra, because they know even if a certain person is not able to understand him at the moment, the things he heard, the things he learned can be activated, can activate by itself sometimes throughout the life. So they go on teaching. And the fifth chakra, also called Vishuddhi or throat chakra, is where your expressiveness becomes realized. Your speaking, while you are saying something, your conversational skills are developed in such a way that you never hurt anybody. Your words, your language comes in such a compassion that you know from within you, you are not going to hurt anyone. And sometimes the sentences you speak becomes something like the other person will not understand or not be able to accept and might hurt the other person, but the intention from you was not that. From you, it was always positive intention. From you, it was always the intention of love. And from you, it was from the wish that the person may grow, may find the light himself or herself. So this kinds of speaking starts coming when you have activated this fifth chakra. So people who can talk, it appears that for example, a certain people can talk very nicely to a mass. It doesn't mean that his throat chakra is activated. He just can speak. He's still in the lower three levels where he is able to survive. Maybe he is able to survive by speaking, by fooling people like politicians do, like thugs do. They might threaten people, and people might take their words seriously and do what they said, but they are not activated this chakra. When this chakra is activated, you cannot threaten anybody. You cannot give harm to anybody, because you know that whatever energy you release from your body is ultimately going to multiply and come back to you. So you cannot do that. It simply stops happening automatically. You don't have to think about that. It will appear very clear to you what you should be speaking, what you should be not speaking, because the mind has thousands of positive and negative thoughts going on 24/7. But in each moment, each second, millions and millions of processes happen, thought processes happen. And you are there as a watchman. You know which thoughts you can bring out as verbal, spoken or acted out, which you should not act out, not be spoken and should let go. So this starts becoming very clear, like a filter. When you reach to the third eye, things that cannot be spoken can be shared from there. So all these things I am going to share through this Reiki practice, and all these things that you have heard from me before. A lot of these things comes until up to the throat chakra. And you can listen some of them, you can hear and understand some of them and not understand some of them. You have found connections to your own life at some points. At some points you didn't understand and you were lost. But a lot of things cannot be said by words. And those things that cannot be said by words can be seen and experienced and embodied. So this is what starts happening from third eye chakra. So from there is the central gland called pineal gland that works for this chakra. And what is happening there is it's creating waves of thoughts. It's creating the cycle of day and night. It's balancing your body through the light. Up to throat chakra, you are balancing your body through bodily movement, spoken languages, expressions. But from third eye, it's the silent that starts. Say for example, when you are very happy, overwhelmingly happy on something that you don't find any word to express, and then you know that light, that happiness, that joyous moment is still in you and you are experiencing that, but you cannot say that what is happening. That's seeing. What is seeing? From who is seeing from within, and what thing, through what thing, what organ, what object are you experiencing or seeing those things? That's the pineal gland, the third eye area. What you experience, something that cannot be expressed in word. So non-verbal journey starts from the third eye. Verbal journey ends at the throat chakra or Vishuddhi chakra. From third eye, non-spoken communication, non-spoken energy transfer, working with energies, traveling inner body, traveling outer body, all these things starts happening from this chakra. And the last chakra, the crown chakra. Now why do you think they call it crown, this last chakra, or in Sanskrit, Sahasrara? It's gate. All the chakras are different gates. The crown chakra basically means incorporation, combined, united, unified. The very meaning of yoga is connected, highly associated with the crown chakra. Yes, it is gate, and in the esoteric practice, in a deep meditational practice, you are able to see that gate, that portal, go in and out of that portal. It is possible, but not all of people know that, and not all of people need that. People can go surviving until the third chakra and they are okay for life. But there is some hunger in you that wants to know, okay, if just this is life, there should be more to it. There should be something more to this. And there's this constant search. Only these people who have this constant search, constant seeking, constant question can go up to the higher chakras. Exactly like Jesus once said, if you question, you will be shown the path to the kingdom of heaven. People who have questions, and these questions, even if you ask 1,000 people around the world, nobody is going to be able to answer you that, because it does not satisfy at all. It's just like the sweet that I have eaten and then I'm talking to you about its sweetness, its taste. You will never know that. You will want to experience the sweet yourself in order to understand, yes, I know what you mean. I don't know how to express this sweetness in word, but now I know what you mean. So this incorporation of entirety starts happening in the top chakra. In Sanskrit it means Sahasrara, or 1,000 petaled, in a literally translation. Or in the language of Maya, it is Sahasrara Chakra, meaning everything, all the spectrum that you are, go deeper and deeper into the nastiness, the disgustingness, the worst and worst and worst form of your being that you can be, to the best and best possible form that you can be, the most loving personality that you can become, the acceptance of entire spectrum from this end to that end is Crown Chakra. Now generally associated, this Crown Chakra is, how people say is, when you are reach to the Crown Chakra, there is only goodies, there is only love, and there is only like flying and angels. No. It's around that chakra you start to see that there is also demon, and you cannot deny that. There is also this, there are names, there are thousands of names for this negativeness. You call it Lucifer, you call it demon, you call it Shaitan, you call it Rakshas, call it whatever you want. This spectrum exists, and if it does not exist in one person, or the person does not show this, there is definitely someone else who is showing this personality. That's why we have people like mass murderers, like killers, like Hitler, like Maoists, what they did in Nepal. They just kill a lot of people, but we cannot deny that they don't exist. Still now there are many people killing a lot of people. So that's the difficult position to be, this Crown Chakra, because you see that this is the phenomenon, this is happening, and it's not just happening here, it's happening in the entire universe. This sense of violence, this negativeness, it's everywhere. And you, when you reach up there in the Crown Chakra, you are silently watching that. You are seeing that this is happening, this nastiness is present everywhere, but you are silent. You know that this is happening. And you also know that the loving kind, the expressing kind, the incorporating kind, the compassion kind is also present at the same time, equally, with the same force of energy, with the same amplitude, amount of energy, with same frequency as the negativeness. And both are there equally present. As much truth is truth, the false is also truth, because the false exists. And this is the knowledge that you start seeing from this Crown Chakra. You start seeing and accepting whatever is there in the world, whatever is there in the earth. And this is the only way to give you the sense of being human, sense of satisfaction that you can see, that you can experience that this is happening. That's why in Maya Satsang we used to call this, make it a mantra and call it acceptance of everything with ease. And that's what the final chakra does. It allows you to accept whatever you have gone through, whatever you are seeing, and accept it entirely through ease, without any trouble, without anything that is trying to stop you, without any difficulties. You're just so relaxed, so calm, that even the death happens at this very moment, you are just able to see that it is happening and not panic about it. And the whole idea of meditation is that to bring you, to take you to this moment where you experience this death. And whoever has experienced this moment of death, they know, and then they teach about it, they don't teach about it, they share, they don't share, it does not matter, but they know that this constant going away is happening. Constantly we are depleting, constantly something is filling us, constantly part of us is going away. This cleansing, this momentum is going on. And it goes on forever. It went on forever, it is going on, and it will go on forever, this momentum. The act of meditation, the incident we call of meditation, because we cannot meditate, we can only be mindful, and when we become so much mindful and so much prepared for that incident to happen, then it happens. At once it happens. And when it happens, you see and you realize, okay, this is actually about accepting everything, or letting go of everything. Same word at this point. So, a lot of these things has to do with both body and mind. Both physicality that we go through and the thoughts that goes through us. Deeper thoughts, deeper experiences, or superficial thoughts and superficial experiences. It does not matter. What matters is you are able to see and witness that this is happening, this is going through. And sometimes these energies cause you difficulties, and there are ways that you can go around these difficulties, that you can heal around these difficulties. Sometimes you don't want to heal around these difficulties and feel the pain. A lot of people want to feel the pain, that's why people are in misery. They actually like pain, people like suffering. That's why the whole world is in misery, it's not in bliss. But people think they want to acquire blissfulness, they want to acquire enlightenment, they think that. But they are still attached to the misery, because it is also some form, something that we are attached to, and we have learned to attach ourselves to our sufferings and not let go of that. So what Reiki is doing is showing you these spectrums of energies and how and where these energies occur in your body, what it does to you, and how you can go through this, go around this, dance with this different spectrum of forms of energies throughout your life. After all, we all are going to die sooner or later, but before dying, this moment that we have, how can we live it in such a way that it's a bliss for you personally, it's a bliss for people around you, and it's a bliss for everybody. Or so you try to do that. You try to reach there. And we always try. We try and try and try and try until we die. And that's the reality. So what is important here is the acceptance. Accepting whatever has been, whatever is going, and whatever is going to happen. You're so subtly relaxed that it's just like a very, very light leaf falling. You're so relaxed that these waves come through you and go through you, and you can see them. It's coming through you, you can see them. Okay, these kinds of waves coming through me, causing me these kinds of things in my body, activating my anger, activating my sadness, activating my tears, or my laughter, or my sexuality, or my desire to acquire some physical object, or desire to acquire someone, somebody, something. These things come and go, and you are able to see. So that's how you differentiate between different patterns in your body. The moment you start seeing, you start noticing these patterns. In Reiki, what we are now doing is going through all these different chakra systems, which is present in everybody's physical, subtle, or a body between spirit and a physical body, or call it an etheric body. So these chakra systems are not found or not seen if you cut up a human body. They try to do that. They try to find where is this chakra, and they try to seizure out a body and check and see, and there's nothing. And you cannot find that way. Once you reach, so that's why it's very interesting, once you reach the third eye, then you start seeing this thing, that okay, there's this energy in this person, and there's this particular chakra there, this particular chakra there. In me, these particular chakras are working and not working. You are able to see, but you need to reach to that point to be able to see. So, what we are doing through the practice is using this form of energy, this practice of healing, how you can manipulate the energy basically to your favor, to how you feel is good for you. That's why Reiki is very dangerous. They don't teach Reiki unless the master knows that you are going to use it for good. It's not allowed to teach until you find that. My master took about a year to teach me. Afterwards, she said, okay, I think you guys should learn Reiki. And then she stalled us for a year, and then she said, now you're ready. It's very subtle. The trust took a year to build, and know that we don't mean harm to anybody.
Are you allowed to eat during this or what?
You can eat. We're not practicing yet, so we're preparing for the practice. So the same function of how this energy works, if people start using to harm others, call it a bad witch or some dark magic somebody does. But the same energy, if you use it to heal others, it's a light energy. It's no different. There's nothing different universe of light and different universe of dark. It's the same universe, we are only channeling. The same energy can transform as light, same energy can come out as dark. The same energy comes out as sexuality, sexual energy, the same energy comes out as creative energy. In other words, you cannot draw as you are having sex, or vice versa. You cannot focus two different things at once. Our mind is not capable to do that. But the phenomena are going on. It's the same energy transforming into different forms. Sometimes it becomes very compassionate. And when you are very compassionate, you are sharing love with everyone. You don't think about sex. It's not necessary anymore. It has transformed something wildly shareable, wildly beautiful. It has transformed. When you are singing, when you are playing cello, for example, making music, doing something, you don't think about anything else. It's just cello and you, and the melody and you. It's the same energy. At one point, it can only become something. So, there are two different words in Sanskrit for this energy going in and going out of human body. It goes out through many, many reasons, many, many ways. And if we check human society every day, we see how the energy from a human body is going out. They go out for work, they do this, they do that. They're always giving the energy outwards. And then when they sleep, a little bit of this energy is returned back from the universe. And then when the next morning you wake up and the same routine, and again the energy goes out, and at some point you feel very exhausted. And this exhaustion, this stress, the only thing the modern human has learned how to release this stress is sex. That's why when people are extremely stressed, what they focus on is drugs, alcohol, sex. And these are the ways people know generally how to release. And there are other ways people have also discovered how to release. And
the easy ways.
Ones. Those are very easy ways. So the difficult ways, and also my master used to say that the positive way, the way of light, the way of positivity is 7 times difficult than the way of negativity. It's very easy to call someone name, to say something bad about the person, but it is very difficult to reverse that. And when you go on spreading positivity and everyone thinks you are a very nice person, and one mistake you do, and people have forgotten all the positiveness you have done and only focus on one mistake that you did. Negativity is so powerful. But with the practice of Reiki, with the practice of meditation, you are able to see that, okay, people do this, people do that. What do you do? What happens to you when these energies come to you, and how you are about to channel this energy into different realities for your own life. So this is the basic form that of the energies going out and going in. The word for this phenomenon of going out of energy, out of the body, is dhara, meaning the outwardly flow. So dhara is D-H-A-R-A, dhara. Dhara is also like a thread. It's a continuous flow, but outwards. And the outward flow is where most people are usually in. Always the energy is flowing outside. And there is inward flow of energy as well. As equally as it goes outside, the same energy, the entirety energy can be taken inside. And the word is just flipped and it becomes Radha. Now, R-A-D-H-A. D-H-A. Yeah, Radha. So Radha is inward flow. Now, we know what happens when the energy flows outside, because at this moment while we are talking, you are writing, this is also energy going outside. But we are trying to focus this outgoing phenomenon to learn how to make the energy go inside. And going inside of the energy is the Radha. And there's a movement called Radha Krishna movement. And people go on singing about this Radha and Krishna and all these things, make it very romanticized idea. But it's so simple. Flow of consciousness happens either outside of the body or inside of the body. That's a very basic rule of Tantra throughout the universe. When it goes outside, we become outwardly, we become physical, we want to explore the stars and do this and that, which is not bad. We can make use of that. When it goes inside, we start discovering that as far as the world is extended outside of a witness, of a watcher, you are a watcher, for example. The world, from what you call me, what you call yourself I, the world goes extending outside from that eye, and the world goes extending inside from that eye, and you are in the center. As far as you can go outside, equally as far as you can go inside, and there is no end. Humans will try to send spaceships, rockets to farther reaches of galaxies, and they'll never find the end. And yogis and sadhakas, practitioners, all these people who want to attain meditation and enlightenment, they will try to go in and in and in, and they'll never find the end. What is true is, however far you go from here, you will always have to come here. And however far within you go, you will always have to come here, to the thing you call I. You cannot let go of I at any time. The I is only that is present. Everything else around the I keeps on changing. Like when you were a child, you called yourself I. You said, I am Carolina. Now also you are calling yourself I am Carolina. But the Carolina that was while you were a child is no more. But the I am is still here. You understand? Things change. Many things go on changing. One day, thousands of things change. We have lived through 20, 30 years, say, and lots has changed. Many things have come and go. But the one thing that did not change and will not change, and it's existential and universal truth, is that I. The I that knows, the I that experiences, the I that suffers, the I that laughs. Everything that there's this thing through which everything flows. That thing does not flow. So the I is the bigger reservoir of the energy. As such, you are already a bigger reservoir of energy. All you are doing is putting intention on where the energy is flowing. By intention, we put our energy flowing outside. We don't know that it is our intention, but generally by intention we go outside. And by intention, also we go inside. So this is what separates using Reiki energy for good and bad intention. What intention do you have in using or channeling the energy? Depends on that. You can use it for positivity, you can use it for negativity. If you use it for positivity, the universe welcomes you with open arms, sends you more opportunities, sends you more love, more cherishedness. Though if you use for negativity, same kinds of energies, the negative energies opens arm for you, and more darker forms will start happening, and the life can become misery for, if not for you, for people around you. Maybe the light for Hitler was super, but people were suffering around. True? It does not mean that everyone will be happy. How you use this energy, that therefore is very, very important and very, very useful and very tricky as well. You want to try to help somebody, but that certain somebody might be thinking, I don't need, or what is your intention on helping me? Or you might be asked many questions. Then what you know that is, as you have grown with the energy, it just spreads, and there is nothing I need from you, it just spreads. Then you start knowing that. And there's this analogy of flower in a garden. When it blooms and it starts smelling nice, then it doesn't say, I will not give my scent to certain people, I'll only give to this group of people. It will not say, it cannot do that. And exactly like that, just like the different animals have different organs and systems, just like ours, the functionality is same with the analogy of flower. Whenever you are happy, you cannot say, I will not share my happiness to certain people that are your enemies. Your enemies will also see that you are happy when you are happy. And your enemies will also see that you are sad when you are sad. It does not matter. It just expresses from you very naturally. And it's visible. So this energy you can channel different from different ways. Do this, do that, and there's many possibilities that you can do. Heal a certain person for the disease, physical disease, mental disease. Try to grow a very nice plant in your pot. Use energy in anything. Use energy in your composition. You are writing a new music, you put your Reiki energy in that. You are doing crystal healing, put your Reiki energy in that. You are trying to do a new job, put your energy in that. Generally we put energy in what we are doing, but consciously putting energy has added effect. And that's the practice of Reiki, putting energy consciously. knowingly that okay, now it's going from my being, from my body, channeling from my body to this composition, to my dog. I'm knowingly channeling my body to my energy, the universal energy through me, to this person, to this healing person, or to this organ of this person, to whatever you want. You can channel this. So basically these are the chakra systems, and we are also going to use different body parts while we are healing ourselves throughout this 21 days of Reiki practice. And there will be different experiences you will go through. You will start seeing thoughts, you will start seeing, okay, I want to move my body here and there, this is happening, I want to move my thought away. Whatever happens, just become a very calm witness. For example, there's a ferry passing on Baltic Sea, and you're in a beach and you're watching, and you're not saying, oh, ferry. You just see that. You're just watching. You're not making any comments. You're not doing anything. You're not saying that, okay, it's a ferry, it's a sky, it's a tree. You're just watching. Just calmly watching. Just like a rock. If there's a rock in the ocean, it doesn't do anything. It's just there. It's just calmly witnessing. It's just calmly watching. If you break it, it will say nothing. If you leave it there, it will say nothing. The waves hit them, they say nothing. There is snowfall, there is constant sun, and they go withering. Over millions of years, they turn into mud, they turn into soil, they say nothing. That's the way of a practitioner. You just watch. You just witness. And this is what is going to give you power. Whenever there is certain feeling in you and the thoughts come in, the thoughts multiply, intensify you into different dimensions. If the thoughts are positive, you go into positive flying dimensions. If the thoughts are negative, you go drowning, you go low, you feel very, very difficult, suffocating. But a witness will watch in both situations. When you are flying, when you feel very good, you are watching. When you are extremely feeling very sad, feeling very low, you are watching. Constant witness of this phenomenon. And this is also the way to activate your third eye, by becoming a constant witness. So, key words for this session are primarily chakras and witnessing, acceptance, letting go, healing, and the word Reiki itself, which means universal energy. Yeah. So these are the refreshers, refresher course maybe, to give you a tour of how the energy system is, but how it is associated with our daily lives, how we can use it, what is possible, and how we can channel it. Now we talk about that. So the basic rule is, whenever your hands are up, you are in a receiving mode. As you might have seen in different cultures, while you are praying in the temple, your hands go up, your palms facing the sky. This is for receiving. This is for asking, not begging. This is for receiving, for channeling. That something is being given to you. There is a practice in Nepal. If somebody gives you something in your hand, you naturally put both of your hands like this to receive. Now it's a very deeply rooted practice, but it has its meaning in this way, in a very esoteric way. That if somebody is giving you something, it's not that one person is giving you, it's the entire universe giving you that thing through that person. So you are receiving it from the universe. When somebody gives you food, when somebody shows you a way, for example, when you are walking in a city, you don't know the way, and you ask somebody, if the person is showing you the way, it's also giving, it's also the universe coming through that person, telling you, giving you information. So these hands are up, and when you put your hands up and then your palms up and relax for a while in that position, there's something that starts happening in the palm. You feel certain sensation, like tiny electrical feelings or something, some kind of sensation that happens. Just look at one of your hand in your palm and try to feel the palm. And wherever you are watching, try to have the feeling of that particular point you are watching. And you will start feeling that there is certain sensation starts happening. Another way is when you close your eyes and just imagine the little finger of your left hand. Just imagine, don't touch, just imagine. Just feel that. Just bring that into your awareness, just this little finger. And you start feeling the sensation right away. Just imagine your left little finger. Do you feel? There is this, you start feeling this finger and you don't feel the whole body but this finger only. How this happened is you put your intention, you put your consciousness into this part. Then this part starts responding. Do you know double slit experiment?
No.
This is the subatomic, atomic level experiment that one scientist did, and how the electrons flow
This I
through
sometimes
one hole and through two holes.
sometimes I experience this if I go somehow deep.
Yeah. So what is happening is it's called observer effect. When you're watching the experiment, it's a scientific experiment. When you're watching, the result is different. And when you're not watching, the result is different. And it's always the same. When you're watching, it's as if the electrons know that you are watching and make a certain decision. And when you are not watching, they know that you are not watching and they make certain different decision of movement, where they want to go.
But sometimes I see the electrons.
So what I mean is, your intention is very important.
Yeah, I understand.
Your consciousness, where you are focusing, can change a lot of things. And this is what we are going to use to flow the energy from our body to something, or from our hands to our own body to self-healing, which is what we are going to do for the first 21 days. Self-healing. And don't practice this with anyone for these 21 days. Just practice with yourself. So there is something happening in the palm. And we don't see, but there is this force of energy that's constantly going in, going out of the palms. So up like this is receiving, and down is giving. So immediately you feel that something is falling. It's like something is pulling you, because it wants to flow down, it wants to go down. And when you are putting your palms up, you feel that certain something is not falling anymore. So do it very, very slowly and see. If you move it down and keep it like that, there's a sensation of falling. And when you go up and hold it for a while, then you have the sensation of not falling. There is some sensation, some energy, something there. And this is for receiving and giving. You can experience how when you do this, you feel something is coming here. And when you do that, something is falling from here. This is the basics of how we are going to use the energy to flow, to take off and take in. There are practices like when people go to certain tree and touch the tree and receive the energy from it, or share, or combine the energy with the tree. Sometimes people do this with land, with the soil, the ground, and sometimes just people put the hand up in the air and in a receiving position, or a prayer position. It automatically looks like a prayer position when you do that. And in certain cultures, this is the prayer position. See? So when you do this, there is this certain feeling, certain warmth, certain cold feeling around your palm. You can see when you do the projection, the projector, because it projects the light in the on the
and
wall.
then it comes like.
And you put your hand up like this, and you can see it's like
I sometimes.
vapor or because our body is radiating constantly, and it's the same energy. it's not like Reiki is certain different, and when you do that, there's and you see some vapors flying. It's different. It's the same energy. The same energy we are going to use to heal. So how to concentrate this constantly flowing energy? How do we concentrate this energy as a healing energy and use it to healing? Otherwise, it's always going. It's always going. Always our body is radiating. Our body is always creating a form of aura around us with this radiation. We're basically 10 watt electricity in our body, each person. So each person is giving off 10 watts electricity and the warmth everywhere. If there is like 50 people in this room, and imagine a 50 watt heater, and in 10 minutes the room starts heating up because of a lot of people here. And this energy is this warm energy is what is very healing, has healing qualities. Now, nobody knows how this energy works. We only know how to channel this. We don't know how this is working. We don't know how the phenomenon is, the formula of how this works, where it goes in the body, what it activates, what it deactivates. We don't know nothing. We know that this works, and it has been given to us as a function. It works. It's just like we don't know how our heart works. We know it works, and we can say, okay, first the lower part of the heart goes like pumps the blood to the higher part, and then the higher part pumps again, and then it goes out, the blood comes out of the veins and arteries and goes to different veins around the body. We know that, but we don't know how exactly this is happening. We don't know how the certain spark is constantly going on. Otherwise, we need a pacemaker to keep the heart pumping. We don't know how the heart is pumping. We don't know how the thoughts are going on. We know that it is going on, but we don't know how it happens. Similarly, we know we are seeing things. We know we can experience our world around, but we don't know how this is possible. And similarly, we don't know how this energy is working, but we know it works. Just like we know that our eyes work. We know our mouths work. Our digestive tract works. Similarly, this energy also works, and the practice of Reiki is to use in our favor, to healing in this purpose. So, first exercise is to find this energy, to know what type of energy you have in your hand. Yeah? To do that, just sit in like this, in a Vajrasana, and now bring your hand together, make a like there is an egg in your palm, yeah, and bring two palms ever slightly, so not touching, very close, yeah, and just do a little bit of like movements, tiny movements, close and far from two hands. Bring it closer slightly, move it little back slightly. Very subtle movement, very soft movement.
It's becoming huge.
Feel it.
Yeah.
And then there might be different sensations. When you pull, you might feel like magnet. When you push, you might feel like magnet repulsions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Attractions,
yes,
repulsions.
Yes.
So, when your hand is acting as a attractive energy, it's pulling energy, it's receiving energy. Whenever it is acting as a repulsive energy, when it's trying to throw away, when it's trying to push you back, it's a giving energy. And this is the same sensation we use. Feel that there is like an energy ball in there, and it's highly magnetic. And while you are doing that, you can feel this energy not only around the center of the palm, but throughout your hand, throughout the whole thing. Start feeling around here, around the back of your palm. It's just you can just feel it. And you can try to make like circular movements. Imagine there is a ball in there, the energy ball, and it's increasing. Just make it soft movements and Just experience this invisible ball. See, the more you do this dance of this energy, the more this energy is increasing, and this can be experienced as heat for some people, cold for some people, and magnetic for some people. It depends on different person. For some, it's a huge warm ball of fire. For some, it's a huge cold ball of energy, ice, or for some people, it's just purely magnetic. But it's the same energy. The more you do this, you can also start feeling your fingers having a certain buzz, certain sensation, certain electricity, certain feeling there around your palm, around your finger. And you can increase this ball of energy and try to keep the energy, the magnetic form, the form of the ball close. But you can move your hands apart and you will feel that the energy is still there. The pulling and pushing force is still there. Are you feeling it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's an experiment I'd like to try. Do you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
The pressure just combines and you can feel this even more powerful. Let's see where it is now. So you felt it.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that and you watch, you can feel this energy is combined.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the energy, and this is what we use for Reiki. Generally we don't know that this is there. But just a moment of doing this and you start feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a certain cushion of very thick air or something that pushes you.
Yeah.
So this is what we use for Reiki energy. This is what we use for healing. This mass of energy can constantly come out or constantly go in through our hands. And we channel this to come from our Crown Chakra, Sahasrara, through our body and then through our hands to where it needs. Your body when you're healing or someone else. So this energy. So what I would like to do you now is practice this ball of fire. While you are alone in home, feel this ball of fire, and then bring it when you have attain this energy, and your hands start feeling different, certain numb kind of feeling, or electrical or buzzing sensation, any of those. And then you feel this energy, then you just pass through your this energy, and you pass through your body without touching. See? Take it from the top and gradually, and what you are doing now is aura cleansing. This is what they do for. There's one more technique to do aura cleansing, but this is the basic one. I will show you another one later. So you're just, what you are doing here is like while you're preparing some pancake and you put the flour in a pot and you just level it off. See, you're leveling out the flow of energy in your body. You're loving yourself, you're just leveling out, making a balance of how the energy is going out of the body. Because from some parts of the body it flows too much, and some parts of the body it doesn't flow at all. So you're balancing this. So this is all before doing Reiki. So for this week, you do this when you have time in the evening,
How much I do it?
mostly before sleeping. Do it for 21 deep breaths, long breaths.
Okay.
For your own, how long you can go in and out your breath?
24 or 21.
21. Make it a very soft and long breath in and breathe out. And while you do that, you just keep on bringing around your body the very relaxed breath. Around 21 breath means 3 to 4 minutes. Do it for the body. And next week we do we start with actual touch healing. There are 12 different points in body that we heal generally.
I have like that my legs they go numb and my joints they are a bit overstretched, that I did a bit like I have harmed myself somehow. So it's this kind of physical thing also that I can like focus my healing to
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
like try to like make it one of my goals that maybe I can.
Yeah, you can do that. There are 12 points, main points that we focus. And after completing these 12 points, you can go through these extra points in your body that you want to heal. Because these 12 points are the crucial energy centers. That includes all the chakras from front and back. And then you go through the different part where you want special healing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. This much for today.